Hello and welcome back to SmartCatalog. We're actually out of the editing process and now we're going to be talking about the Workbox, which is the second tool that you'll be using the most in SmartCatalog. So the first was Content Editor, where you did all of your content editing, and now we're going to be going into the Workbox so you can actually promote those edits on to the next level to eventually then be published to the actual catalog. I always want to say calendar. Okay, so we're actually going to share my screen as we have in the past videos, and I'm going to remove myself from the equation. There we go. You should be seeing my screen right about now. So I have SmartCatalog already up in my other tab. If you're trying to remember how to get back in, you just go to the Marywood homepage, useful links on the bottom, tech help on the bottom, and then useful links on the left. And then we're going to go straight into our workbox. So the workbox is actually right below the content editor on the dashboard. And if you click on it, because we're in my editor account, we're actually going to see our workflow. So all the things that we've opened and made changes to in some way. So I have some past things in here from when I was testing earlier in the year, and then things from the past couple days when we've been doing these videos and different documentation. So essentially, as an editor, and also as a reviewer, if you plan to edit anything yourself, you will see this editor section right here. If you are an editor, it is the only thing you will see. If you are a reviewer, it is one of two things you will see. But we'll talk about the reviewer role in the next video. So if you are editing anything, you are then considered an editor level user, and you will have this editor level in your workbox, which just means that any of these things listed are what you've locked and edited, which means that they are locked from anyone else being able to edit. So until they are pushed out of the workbox, they are completely assigned to you and no one else can touch them. They can look at them, but they cannot edit them at all. So you can see each item is listed here with a specific item icon. And we also have the last change that was made. We have any comments, which are just like item created. We have what version was being used, and all of these are version 2 because I was making a new one, which creates a new version. We have our last change date, or date of last change, and that's pretty much it. So you get to see kind of a little at-a-glance version of the different edits you've made. So now, if you look at the bottom of each little icon or item area, you'll see a couple different commands. We have preview, which if you click on it, opens up a preview of that specific item. So because I previewed Philosophy 113, it opened up in a separate tab as a preview. So this is what it looks like with any changes we made. And I didn't make any, so I know I didn't make any. I know I did make a change to the bioethics certificate though, so if I preview, I can see that change I made. So that's the first button. Then there's also open, which opens it up within the workbox, but in the content editor. So it's a content editor window within the workbox where you can edit it further if you realize something has gone wrong or something changed that you didn't want to change. So I can change this text right here if I want to, just by clicking Show Editor and putting an exclamation point. Maybe that's what I wanted to do. So I can click Accept, and then make sure to save it if you want to continue making edits, or save and close to save and close the whole window. So that's what Open does. If you click on Diff, this actually opens up a compare versions, which we have version 2 on the left and version 1 on the right. Version 1, as they told us when we opened up the page itself, is the one that is published. So it's the one that the public could see. Really, there's no other changes except for the fact that I went into bottom content and deleted what I put in, and I also put in this information. So it shows you the differences between the two versions, if there are any at all. So that's what Diff does. Send to reviewer actually takes it out of your workbox and lets you put in a comment to the reviewer about what you did. If there's any approval dates that are necessary or relevant, then you can add them here as well. But really, this is what puts it out of your workbox. Then you also have admins, please remove this version. So it tells the administrators in SmartCatalog to remove the version that you worked on. So if the whole thing is wrong and you know it's wrong, you can click on this to have them remove it. Or if you need them to remove this entire item from the catalog, that's what this last command does. So I'm actually going to send to reviewer so I can show you what that looks like. When you click send to reviewer, it opens up a comment box, and anything you put in here can be seen by the reviewer. So I added text regarding the certificate, and that's it. And that's all I did. I didn't add any courses or anything. So I'm just going to click OK, and now it's gone. So it'll go on to our reviewer level, and it's out of our workbox, which means it's no longer locked and edited to us. And actually, because it is now moved on to the next level, we can't edit it anymore because it's in their hands. So once you type in that comment and click OK, it's sent off and you can't touch it for a while. The reviewer does have the ability to send an edit back to the editor, so that is a case where you would have editing access again. But until that point, or if that point does not happen, you do not have editing access to that anymore. If you wanted to do that kind of command for a lot of your things, you can see at the bottom of your section that there are options for the selected and options for all. So if we wanted to send selected items to reviewers, we can check the boxes and then click send to reviewer, and they would all send to the reviewer with comment boxes. If we wanted to send all of them to the admins to remove them, we could do that, though that seems a little bit hasty. But I can click on these two philosophy things and scroll down and say send to reviewer. So it did that. It does not allow you to put in comments if you do a bulk send. So I guess if you do have comments you want to mention, do them individually. If you have nothing to say and you just want to send these out, just check the boxes and click send to reviewer. And of course, if you see send to reviewer all, that means it's going to send them all to the reviewer. No questions asked, no comments made. So that's pretty much what the workbox is. Just a quick recap, you have these buttons at the bottom of each item that allow you to preview it, open it and edit further, compare versions, send to the reviewer, which takes it out of your workbox and promotes it in the workflow. And then there's two admin commands. So you can indicate to the admins whether you want to remove the version that you worked on or delete the entire item from the catalog. So this doesn't actually delete it from the catalog, it just kind of indicates to admins that maybe they should. So pretty much, if you have any questions about how things work in SmartCatalog, how this workbox actually works, and why it isn't working for some reason, then you can contact me through the help desk. And if you have any questions about the curriculum approval process or anything catalog related, you can talk to the registrar's office. This was a short little video, but it was hopefully informative about the workbox, and the next video will talk about the workbox for reviewers, so stay tuned.